Hi everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. I hope everyone had a fabulous Christmas holiday. For all of you who celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah, it was a lovely, relaxing time. I really enjoyed taking a mental break, an emotional break from all of the royal gossip. But if you're not aware, I do have a brand new YouTube channel called Royal Daily Tea History and Fashion, and I just released a royal family Christmas highlight video over there on that channel. So if you'd like to go over and check it out, I would greatly appreciate it. That video has over 10,000 views. It was very unexpected. So thank you guys very much for your support. We are nearing the 1,000 subscriber mark. So if you'd like to do your good deed for the day, head over there and subscribe to my brand new YouTube channel. That one covers royals from all over the world. And it has very little, if nothing, to do with Harry and Meghan. So it's a very nice palate cleanser. And I have a lot of fun and very interesting royal news that's going to be coming up very shortly on that channel. But today we have a lot of juicy royalty. So sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. Now, I just wanted to share with you a very interesting story. The Bank of England has issued brand new banknotes featuring King Charles III. So they now have a £5, £10, £20, and a £50 banknote that are expected to be in circulation in mid-2024. Now, King Charles is only the second monarch to ever grace a banknote. The very first monarch was, of course, Her Majesty the Queen. She debuted back in 1960. That was the very first time that they started putting the monarch on banknotes. So it's very interesting that he is the second monarch in history to be on a banknote, and he is the very first king. I think it's going to be exciting to look at new money as it goes into circulation in 2024. So on my other YouTube channel, I talk about King Charles's speech, and if you'd like to watch his speech, I do have it in my other video on my other channel. But I really did enjoy his speech. I found it very sentimental. I like the way he included people of many different faiths to kind of speak to everyone, not just Christians, but everyone of every faith. And I really did like the way he's trying to become more inclusive of the entire country, of everyone, not just a certain group of people. I have to be honest with you, I've become a King Charles fan. I was not a fan of his in the beginning. I was one of those people who wanted Prince William to take over from Queen Elizabeth. But I have to say, King Charles has slowly won me over. I think this is a man who is overqualified for the job. But he's definitely more confident, more regal. He is stepping into his own as king. You know, I think his first 100 days have been successful. He has a lot on his plate, a lot to deal with, especially from Harry and Meghan. But the ironic thing is that King Charles has done more for people of color than Meghan has ever done in her entire life. For the past 50 years, he's run the Princess Trust Foundation, which has helped over 1 million youth in marginalized communities with jobs, with training, with education. He has done so much with his foundation that a lot of people just do not give him credit. They really don't. You know, Prince Charles always got the short end of the stick when it came to press. He was always painted as the villain, as the bad father, as the wayward husband who was mean and cold to Diana. And Diana was always seen as the loving mother. But, you know, recently they had come out with videos that they would show Charles having affection for his kids right after Diana, but the press would only show the videos from Diana. So it really painted the picture that he was just this cold and aloof person who talked to plants and was obsessed with Camilla. And it's really unfair that he never got a lot of positive recognition over the years. And I think people are finally starting to realize that he actually did a lot of good in the world. And I thought his Christmas message was a very nice message. It was very sentimental. He paid homage to his mother. I like the fact that he's a little bit modern. You know, Charles is a modern king. He's changing up some traditions. The speech was at St. George's Chapel, where his mother is laid to rest. He was standing and not sitting. They had some video footage showing the working royals. I thought his speech was a very nice touch. I enjoyed it immensely. Again, if you want to watch it, it's on my other channel. King Charles is set to dedicate 2023 to the key issues that he mentioned in his Christmas speech. He's planning to visit more hospitals and care centers, as well as helping people who are affected by the cost of living. I like the way that he brought up the public service workers, the people who work for the NHS. He really is going to be, in my opinion, the king of the people. Charles really does get down and dirty and gets busy with the work. And he does focus on the people more. And I think people are starting to embrace King Charles. He's drawing large crowds of cheers. If you look at some of the photographs, I think people are kind of embracing him a lot more than we actually thought they would. He's becoming popular. I hate to tell people, but I think a lot of people are starting to respect King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla. And I'm happy for them because I think they're going to have a very rough road ahead of them, especially with Harry and Meghan. But I have to say I enjoyed the speech. And I also like the fact he has announced that his coronation is going to be more inclusive of all faiths. Even though he is the head of the Church of England, he is definitely mindful of the fact that, you know, the UK and the Commonwealth is multicultural. And that's why I say he's a king of the people, because the Queen never really addressed anything but the Church of England. And Charles is definitely embracing everyone of all faiths. So he's kind of unifying everyone together. And that is why I say he is the king of the people. Now, I do believe Prince William is definitely going to be the king of the people, but I think Charles is working very hard to kind of unify everyone together, and I do appreciate that about him. So Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, you know, they just can't get their love tank of narcissism filled high enough. They need more and more fuel to make them feel like they're just conquering the world. Well, there's a whole bunch of press and news stories now circulating about Harry and Meghan, but I don't think it's the type of news stories that they really appreciate. But then again, they're narcissists, and so anything is fuel, apparently. But there's a U.S. magazine who is naming Prince Harry and Meghan Markle the world's leading Nepo babies, where they profile rich stars who enjoy gilded lifestyles after a leg up from their families. Now, Prince Harry is literally the king of the Nepo babies. If he was not born into the royal family, we wouldn't know who he was. The man was born into privilege. Talk about a gilded cage and a silver spoon in your mouth. Being born into royalty, especially the British monarchy, where his mother was none other than Princess Diana. His father is the current King of the UK. His grandmother was the longest ruling monarch in history, #2 in the world. Yeah, I think he's gotten a pretty good leg up. Not to mention, Meghan Markle herself was also a Nepo baby. Her father, you know, the man that she pretends doesn't exist, Thomas Markle, was an award-winning lighting director who worked on TV shows like Married with Children, where she got to spend her Friday afternoons on the set of a TV show. I mean, I don't think many kids get that kind of special treatment, where she went to a very expensive private school paid for by her daddy, who also supported her when she went to college, went to a sorority, paid for acting lessons. And let's not forget the Procter & Gamble commercial, where he pulled strings and got her on Inside Edition. A camera crew came and interviewed her so she would feel good about herself. Not many people have a parent who has that kind of pull in Hollywood. Meghan, sweetheart, you are a Nepo baby just like your husband. Now, even magazines like The Cut and Variety are ripping Meghan and Harry into shreds. You know, The Cut magazine and the Variety magazine, where Meghan was literally the cover girl, they have now turned on the dynamic duo from Montecito. I guess she shouldn't have talked really badly about the lady who wrote that article for The Cut, you know, the one who went on a very long, permanent, unpaid vacation. Even The Cut magazine and Variety magazine have now turned on Harry and Meghan, saying that they're exasperating and nauseating. I think it's the constant whining and the poor me and crying in their golden teacup. People are getting sick of it. You know, we're getting our fill of Meghan and Harry for 2022. So a lady by the name of Claire Lampin, who wrote this article about King Charles in September, calling him, quote, a big fussy baby and a jerk to his staff, wrote a not so kind article about Harry and Meghan. She did a review of their Netflix series, and she said, quote, there is something exasperating in complaining about an intrusive press to your personal film crew after having sold your story to the world's largest streaming service. Over 6 episodes, the Sussexes have rehashed the sum total of their life together and many of the articles written about it. Ultimately, Meghan and Harry are more sympathetic characters than Charles, and certainly more than Andrew, with far less to apologize for, but that only makes their vindicating explanations for every slight more exhausting. Ouch. So even Variety magazine, where Meghan was just the cover girl in that huge spread right after the Queen's funeral, they have come out and said the pair's repeated complaining about the royal family had made them, quote, a one-trick pony, which was due to the glue factory. Ouch. An article in the VIP section of the publication's website, they said some skepticism was warranted as to whether the pair had gone to well one too many times with their often repeated tale of mistreatment at the hands of England's royal family. Now, the piece was written by Andrew Wallstein, who is the president and chief media analyst for Variety magazine, and he said, quote, how much more meat could possibly be left on that bone, particularly after Harry's book Spare? So basically, people are saying, we're done, okay? You've talked about it. We've heard about it. Enough. Okay, people have had their fill of Harry Meghan wine fest for 2022. Now, Spare is coming out the beginning of 2023, which again, it's not good. People are sick of it. You know, this whole docu-series was really much to do about nothing. Okay, that Shakespeare play, much to do about nothing. It was literally the Oprah Winfrey interview 2.0. Netflix, you could have saved yourself money, just bought the rights to the interview and called it a damn day. So again, the book is coming out on January 10th. Harry has a couple of sit-down interviews scheduled with Anderson Cooper and with someone from ITV. But again, I think by the time the book comes out, people are going to be done. We're in a new year. Do we want to drag around the same issues that you two have been crying about for 2.5 years? People want to start the new year fresh. They don't want to bring your baggage into the new year. Harry and Meghan, y'all need to get a new story, okay? Because people are sick of this one. So I don't know what's going to happen with his book, but I can tell you something right now. Netflix, their series isn't doing that great, guys. It's been out for only 2 weeks. The second half of their Netflix series has been out for 2 weeks. It's already dropped to 7th place. And I guarantee you on Friday, when Netflix releases their new movies, every Friday night, guys, they release brand new movies and new TV shows on Netflix, and they have a ranking of the top 10 TV shows, etc. Well, Harry and Meghan, when they first released their docuseries on December 8th, it was in the 2nd and 3rd spot. But by the 15th, when they released their second half, It stayed at second and third, but now 2 weeks later, it's dropped to seventh. And to put that into perspective, Wednesday, which was the remake of the Addams Family show, it debuted on November 23rd. It's been out for over 5 weeks, and it has been in the 1 and 2 spot the entire time. Harry and Meghan, it's already not even 2 weeks in the 7th place. So I think within the next week, it's going to be bumped off the top 10 into obscurity, never to be seen or heard from again. I don't think Harry and Meghan realized how quickly it was going to turn over because they didn't really put anything that was relevant or new in the docuseries. They had a lot of pictures that looked very dramatic, but it didn't match up with the content that was in the docuseries. Beyonce has supposedly come out, according to Neil Sean, saying she never texted Meghan. People have debunked the whole thing about the man from the airline kneeling down, thanking Meghan for her service. You know, there's so many things that people are laughing about. The whole paparazzi incident with the fake photographs and the archival footage. It's embarrassing. They proved absolutely nothing. Well, that's not true. They actually proved everyone in the Megxit community correct, that these two people are spoiled narcissists who are basically crying because they didn't get their way. So I don't think 2023 is going to be a great year for the Sussexes. Now, I heard a rumor that Meghan's writing a book. We all know about those hidden diaries. It's going to come out at some point. I personally believe her book will come out when she divorces Harry, but who knows? Well, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all of my future uploads. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.